hedge fund managers statistically don't beat SPY. Because I think most managers are playing a different game, right? You're playing a game of delivering good reports to their bosses. You're playing a game of like, I better make sure I don't lose money so that, my LPs don't exit, right? And they're playing a game of like, hey, we developed, we doubled this year, give us more money, right? Versus if you're playing with your own money, you're actually really invested in concentrating these bets and thinking deeply about your own net worth and stuff.
It's easier to sell a product that guarantees, positive return, even if the positive return is like 3 to 5%, than it is to sell something that could have negative 10% one year, but up 40% and like that volatility because people don't have the stomachs
The
for
dirty
that.
secret on Wall Street is most people just want to make that 1 year claim to fame, right? Start their own fund and then just coast for the rest of their life.
What are your thoughts on Chris Camillo?
Love Chris. Yeah, I watched a podcast with you guys. He was on another live stream with 𝗪𝗓𝗡 and Wolf recently, talking about AI agentic trading. I think he's the GOAT.
We asked him what he thought about you, and he said, I actually don't know much about him and can't remember why I started following him, but there must be a reason. Since he is a course guy that likely regularly shares trade ideas with traders who will pour money into each of them, I'd ask the question about exactly what parameters he puts in place to ensure that he's not profiting off of the trading flow of his subscribers. How many days minimum does he wait before exiting a published buy trade? Does he fully disclose his exits? By Kevin Shu's own words in his article, Embracing Degeneracy, he seems to be the byproduct of right time, right place, luck fueled by a methodology that is highly concentrated. Feels like he is better than an average investor who spends time researching and taking concentrated bets that have worked out, but most of this appears to have been fueled by a bull market. So not necessarily a genius investor with a meaningfully differentiated strategy as much as a bold investor who is benefiting from simply bringing aggressive, long, and concentrated in high-risk growth equities. It's a relatable story, as most anyone can replicate that success to some extent. What do you say to that?
Thank you. I think that's a fairly accurate critique. I am very bold because I like big rewards. Like small rewards don't excite me that much, right? It's not worth the time and effort. And there's definitely a huge degree of luck, right? Like I'm doing this in these bull markets, right? But the reason I post on X and try to get engaged in bait is because I'm trying to. I think you need to put yourself in positions of luck too, right? I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people are very conservative. They can't deal with any money loss at all. Like I know people with millions in cash, and they've been in cash for the last 5 years, right? I'm like, what are you doing? At least put it in SPY. You're like, oh, but I could be buying the top or et cetera. I don't get it. I'm just like, I think you need to put yourself in positions to become lucky, right? And also just like minimize your loss. Right. And that stuff. In terms of like the course guy, it's funny. I don't have a course. I don't have a Discord. I don't have any of that stuff. Right. I told you the story of X subscriptions and people, and I am very thankful, and people enjoy my kind of like more longer form rambling thoughts. Right. Because like on X, you have to kind of be more polished and, it's got to be tight and concise to go viral, et cetera, versus my sub only post, like kind of go more long form in terms of like what I'm thinking about, et cetera, et cetera. And I take that duty very importantly, right? And so I do have some guardrails I set for myself, right? I never touch a company like less than $1 billion market cap. I never sell same day. That's generally just because I want to see the thesis play out, right? And so I don't really have like a strict time, like I must hold for this amount of time, right? But if you actually do look at my track record, I never sold a stock like within 3 days. Right? Like I want to see the thesis kind of play out. And I'm very upfront with folks that like I might trade at a whim's notice, right? I add that disclaimer. I even give a heads up that like, hey, look, I'm looking, the market's looking weak today. I'm not liking this, I might exit in like the next few hours or something like that. Right. And so like I'm not front running anybody.
Here's an interesting question. Do you think people should have savings accounts if they don't have any thing in the foreseeable future that they're planning on spending their savings on? Or should a savings account for those types of people just be SPY?
I'll say yes to that, but I feel like I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I do have $400K in SGov, basically like bonds as well as an emergency fund, right? But I think that's just because of my, cash flow these days. I just want to make sure I have a bigger fund. But establish an emergency fund, like hands down, right? But then everything else beyond that, yeah, definitely put it into SPY.
You were going to let's compare our Robinhood accounts.
Sure.
All right, Graham, pull yours out.
Well, I don't have.
You wanna
Don't you have something in there?
I have something. Yeah.
Want to do like a race to $1 million in a Robinhood's?
I would do this for the members. Would you put 10K?
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
I'll do
if this
10K.
is something,
account, right?
yeah,
Like up here, right?
and then we could.
and then just deposit money.
If
in
this
there
is
and
something
track
that
it.
you guys would be interested in, let us know. This is something
Yeah.
that I would be down for. But first, let's just show off our
Ooh.
show off. Whatever you want to call it. Technically, for me, it's not really showing off, but
Mine is $169,000, and it's because Bitcoin is up quite a bit today.
okay. And then what's your like monthly, and then your yearly.
We don't want to see the yearly. That's not important. Weekly, I'm up 2.5%. Monthly, I'm up 5.4%.
Okay, and then what's your 1 year?
We don't want to see that,
Graham,
Jack.
come on, we have to catch a flight.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's just because crypto's down.
And then what's your all time? It's about that.
No, I don't know, because I don't really use this account. I just moved
Dude,
it
so
over for the
how
bonus.
are you gonna hate on me when you've lost more than I've like?
The thing is, I only moved this in because Robinhood gave me the 3% crypto bonus, so I moved something into here.
Right. So that 90,000 loss is kind of fake.
It is fake because it doesn't know my cost basis. My cost basis of Bitcoin in this was like 28 to 32K.
Sure,
So
but
this
as
only
Chris
tracks
Camillo
from when
says,
I put it in.
Whatever your portfolio is, you're choosing to buy those holdings every single day. And so, like, just because you bought Robinhood a while ago doesn't mean that you continued to hold it through the overpriced valuation.
Tax loss harvest and offset gains.
Here's mine. This account, as you can see in my all-time graph, I ran it from like 40K to 81K. This was selling options right here and then buying options right here. And so like selling options was working out great. And then I got greedy because I'm like, I know how to do this. Started buying options, also Dogecoin, lost everything. And then I restart and I tried it again, lost everything. I'm like, okay, this time what I'm going to do is something different. And I'm only going to let myself sell options because every time I've sold options, it's worked out really well for me. So I started with like basically 10K. I'm up, I don't know, 11.4% in 2 months-ish. And then if I go to my other account, my Gamble account, this is the account that I loaded with 100K. And so it's fresh, only ever had 100 grand in it. And the idea was I would make enough money to purchase this watch. And so in 2 months, I'm up about 13.3%, which is not bad. And I'm really only selling options. This is kind of what I'm doing right now. But that's it.
Pretty good.
What you got?
I'm at 53K right now. Up 3% today, all in Shaz, one stock, keeping it simple.
Wow.
Over the last week, up 23%. And over the last month, technically down 8%. So you can see here, this is what hit that 35K round
You never
trip.
went down, though.
I never went down. Yes, I kind of, that's psychological. I'm very big on psychological numbers, right? And so I started with 35K. You kind of don't want to go below that. And then I say I logged in and made my next trades count. And so on June 24th, I went back to 35K and, it's technically up.
Can we see the 1 year?
50% since then. I think 1 year. Yeah. So this is where you see like, if you look at the all time, it's like all weird. Like I've had this account since like, 2015 or whatever.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's like all the different deposits and withdrawals and whatever. All the lines get messed up, right? And then like I started this account on E-Trade because I got in like the Reddit IPO and they forced you to create an E-Trade account and et cetera, et cetera. And then I transferred over here for bonus as well. So that's why all the kind of numbers look weird. But if you see here, like I traded it, the 35K challenge account up to, let's say 44K, right? And then kind of paused it for a bit to work on my startup. And then basically around November, December last year, I started up again and it's been up and down.
Now, really quick, every business is asking themselves the same question. How do we make AI work for us? The possibilities are limitless, but guessing is too risky, and sitting on the sidelines is not an option because one thing is certain. If you're not doing it, your competitors are already making their move.
And that's where our sponsor NetSuite by Oracle comes in. It's the #1 AI cloud ERP, trusted by over 43,000 businesses to manage everything from financials and inventory to commerce, HR, and CRM, all in one unified system.
When all of your data is in one place, your AI becomes a lot smarter. It doesn't just guess. It knows. NetSuite intelligently automates routine tasks, delivers real-time insights, and helps you make fast, confident decisions that actually help drive growth.
And it's not just an add-on, it's AI that's literally built right into the system that runs your business, helping you cut costs, improve accuracy, and stay ahead of the competition.
Whether your company is making millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite gives you visibility and control to keep moving forward. Honestly, if I were building a business of this size, NetSuite's the only company that I have 100% confidence in.
So if your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, get our completely free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/clips.
Again, the guide is free for you at netsuite.com/clips, netsuite.com/clips, with the link down below in the description.